I hope everyone watching and solving along will too. So let's take a look first at the position. What is happening? We are down an exchange and a pawn. So black has a rook for our knight. We are down material, and it's not immediately clear how we're gonna get to that king. But we should notice that we have a rook and a queen aligned on the d file. They are eyeing up d8. If the queen could play queen d8, that would be checkmate. But we have two bishops here that are in the way, so the question is, how do we get rid of them? And there is only one correct way to do it. The winning move here is the beautiful bishop b6. And note that when I threw this position on the computer, it took the engines a second to realize that white is winning here. So this is really a brilliant move, bishop b6. Now, bishop b6, let's first look at the most obvious response, which is to capture the bishop. Now, we have given away one of the bishops that was in the way. Now, only one guy remains, and we don't really want to take on g6. Why is that? Because suddenly we're the ones getting checkmated here. So we need to get rid of this bishop with a tempo. And when I say a tempo, I mean a check. Here comes the check on b5. Now, if black takes, there is an immediate checkmate on d8. If black plays king e7, queen d8 is also checkmate. And if black blocks the check, by the way, if queen takes, of course, that is also a mate on d8. And if black blocks the check with c6, well, the queen is now defending d8, but we are going to take on c6, and here black is going to get checkmated on the next move no matter what they do. If they block with the bishop, queen d7 is mate. If the king moves forward to e7, this time the mate comes from d6. Remember, the queen was now covering d8. And finally, if the bishop is captured, the mate comes from d8 once again. So very well done. If you found your way through this maze and delivered the checkmate in the end. In this position here, after bishop b6, there is simply nothing that black can do. Black can avoid getting mated by giving up the queen on d5. Here there will be no mate, but we have a winning material advantage. And if the queen goes elsewhere here, first of all, the queen doesn't have too many squares. If the queen goes to b4, we return to our old pattern of getting rid of the second bishop as well, with all the old mates to follow, mate on d8, or if bishop d7, queen d7 mate. Now, one thing to be careful of in this puzzle is that we cannot do things in reverse. We cannot start with bishop b5 check, because this time black can actually take with the rook, and if we now return to bishop b6, suddenly black has an extra resource at their disposal. First of all, rook d5 is also winning for black, but the strongest response is rook takes b2 check, and after we recapture, black takes on b6, and this time the big difference is that queen b6 comes with a check. And here black is going to be able to defend against the mate. This position is -6 for black, so we can resign here. So even once we see the winning idea of getting rid of the bishops to deliver those checkmates along the d file, we still have to do things in the right order. So my tip here would be, don't rush. Even if you see the idea, make sure that you get the execution right, starting with bishop b6. When the bishop is captured, here comes bishop b5, and once again we've seen all the possible solutions. So I will just show you the mate here one more time. After c6, bishop takes, queen takes, and queen d8. Thank you once again to Seth for sending in this puzzle. I very much enjoyed it. Well done to everyone who solved it. This is Fiona Steil-Anthony. You can catch me streaming at twitch.tv/Fioncata. You can also follow me on my other social media channels, and I will see you for another puzzle very soon.